Yo,
yo,
we
yo.
are live here on Hot Tag Takes.
Live.
To start off, I got some explaining about everything that I said was going to happen on this show today.
We should explain.
This is the Italian lisp that I feel Tony Soprano has when you talk.
Hey, listen.
Listen,
Listen. That,
I caught it.
quite frankly, it's an offensive stereotype.
Quite frankly,
It's an offensive stereotype.
very
Gay. Very gay.
Can't do that. That's not nice.
Not nice. Gay. Love the gays. The gays are very good. They help with the population problem because they either adopt an existing child or
They adopt. They don't shop.
They don't make new ones. They don't make them.
They just use reusable ones.
Love is
They recycle.
Love the gays. I love how that's how we open this.
So what happened is L.A. had a storm.
It did.
And Tommy Chong's internet is unfortunately down.
Because he's in L.A.
We won't be able to have him on today. But we have the biggest smartass with two of the biggest dumbasses in studio.
That is very
and
true.
And PJ wanted to talk to this person right here, the person that is over to my left and your right. And I remember I suggested it to him, and this is his exact response. Can I say his exact response?
Yes, go ahead.
Fuck yeah! We got Geri Petito on the show, everybody.
I did say that.
I found a loophole to say the F word. Let's go.
They're going to be good. They're going to try not to use the F word today for me, but that one was accepted.
All right. But how are you? I don't get to see you a lot.
I know. I'm good. I'm busy, crazy, but really good.
Yeah. But he wanted to talk to you. I know there was a poem that you wanted to read. What's the best poem that you can read for the dumbasses of Hamilton
All
Radio?
right. This is probably it. Guys, everyone and anyone who knows me knows I am the author of I'm Not an Addict, I'm Just an Ass. I'd rather be a smartass than a dumbass. Because, guys, 32 years ago I was a dumbass. But today, July 27th, actually, I celebrated 32 years of being a smartass. How about that? Right?
32 years of sobriety for
That's
anybody
right,
who
baby.
wanted clarification.
Listen,
Yeah.
I know a lot of people who have been through all that, and they've tackled sobriety. Now, my friends who have done that have not done it for 32 years, so I can say
They don't have
that's
32 years on them.
Right.
I don't have 32
that's
years on
effing
me.
impressive.
That's
I
why.
found another loophole.
You could say effing. That's all right. The letters.
You said the letter.
The letters are good.
One letter. Can we spell it out?
No, effing. So, I want to read a poem to everybody. All right, you know what? This poem has nothing to do with actual sobriety. There's tons in here that do. But I want to keep it light. And the reason why I want to read this one, it's called Utilizing Gifts and Talents, is because, see what these young guys are doing here today, right? They found their talents. They did. They found their talents and they're utilizing them, right? So everybody
I'm a swim instructor to make end meets, by the way,
That's
just so
right.
everybody knows.
I know that. Everybody has something to offer, but it's up to you to figure out what that is and then use it. Here we go. I got to put these on these days. All right. Utilizing gifts and talents. We are born with talents, we are born with drive, with different gifts to help us thrive. I knew early on I was born to draw and paint, to also write poetry and to talk without restraint. Our gifts and talents should all be used, God's gift to us not be abused. We can go far in life for sure using our gifts to go on tour. All our talents should be used to create ourselves and more, but then our job's to share them, to even up the score. You see, in life, what's needed is not just for ourselves. Once our gifts are mastered, take them off the shelves. A living we can make by spreading them around, not just for the money, to spread a peaceful sound. Don't take for granted the gifts you're given. Go out and spread the joy. Our gifts are not to be held back for us to self-destroy. Put your efforts forth. Do not hesitate. All your talents, my friend, are never second rate. Never hold them back or you will surely die. Maybe not in body, but your soul will cry. Our gifts were made to share, our talents made to soar. Go through life enlightened, and then you can roar, like these two fools. Be proud of who you are. Be happy you're alive. Once again, my friend, your gifts will help you thrive. By putting efforts forth, boys, not keeping them at bay. Hot tag takes, your name will live forever, forever and a day. So go through life excited for what you sure can give to yourself and others is our reason to live. Our grave will be quite lonely. but our legacy lives on. So make sure people smile with the breaking dawn, and you guys are doing that. And you guys have the opportunity to do that as well.
That was beautiful. I
That was
loved it.
beautiful.
You know what that reminded me of when she was reading it? You know how she had to put her glasses on?
Yes.
That reminded me of every time she's ever texted me because it's in capital letters.
That's right. Okay? Yes.
Oh, my God. But, nah, dude, I love the poem. That was
Thank you.
beautiful.
Yeah, no,
Honestly,
I
I
love that a
forgot
lot.
how much poem is in that book.
It's filled.
Yeah, man. So, what was kind of the thing that, you know, made you actually finally write that book? Because you went sober for 32 years, so
2016, I wrote it.
yeah. So this was already, you know, something you'd been doing for a long time. So like, why was it then you decided to write it? I don't
So-
think I've ever asked you that.
No, but I'm gonna, guys. Some will believe this and some won't, but that's okay. I was woken up in the middle of the night. I always say God can't whisper in my ear. He has to like knock me over. And I was woken up in the middle of the night and I heard, write your book. So whether it was a dream or whatever it was, I heard those words and I laughed and said, okay, I'll write my book, God. And the next day, we were taking care of my dad. He had Alzheimer's, me and my brother. And I said, all right, you're on dad duty for a month. Because, you know, I used to fast every year
Yeah.
for a month. I said, I'm fasting. I didn't tell my family I was writing the book. And I wrote the book in 3 weeks. And I did. And that was it. So I always say God wrote this book.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And you're here taking all the profits of it, dude.
Okay,
That's-
but no. Listen, you want to know something? No, I'm not, and this is the truth. My mouth to God's ears. Between me and my brother, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars we put out to people by giving them these books. Let me say that as well, guys. Listen, if you can afford my book, go to my website www.geripetito.com or go to Amazon, go to Barnes and Nobles, go to Simon & Schuster's bookstore, Archway Publishing. It's there. If you truly, 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 guys, cannot afford my book, reach out to me about that as well. I say that at every show. So,
Yeah.
you know, but can I tell you the moment that, you know, how everybody says, what was your rock bottom? Can I share that?
Yeah.
Because it's the coolest story ever. I'm a huge Elvis fan, and I love God, and I always say God and Elvis helped save my life. So in the
I believe
80s
the Elvis part.
Yes.
of course you. But in the 80s, I was making too much money for being so young. I had beauty salons, and I had a black and gold Eldorado Cadillac with Elvis license plates. Okay? And all my clients were very wealthy, mostly Jewish women that had businesses in Trenton area. And one of my clients who's still in my life today, I won't mention her name, but she was a municipal court judge in Mercer County. So not only was she a good friend, she was a client. I used to meet her at the courthouse and have lunch with her on a regular basis. One night, I'm in Trenton, New Jersey. Now, we're going in the 80s, guys, so it wasn't as bad as it is now, but it was still Trenton, New Jersey, 1 o'clock in the morning with a friend of mine, and her and I were copping heroin. So our young drug dealer didn't have the dope, so he had to get in the back of my car, and we had to drive 2 blocks, came in with like 12 bags of heroin, and got in the back of my car, and an unmarked police car was following us.
Okay.
Pulls us over, and he recognized my license plates, and he knew I was a friend of the judge, and he called her in the middle of the night, and he came to my window, and he said, Jerry, Judge so-and-so said, get this guy out of your car now, get rid of the drugs, go home, get some rest, and get some help.
So here's the thing. You've told me this story before with the cop. You've never told me about the part with the judge.
Well,
So
Bec-
I never knew that.
all right, so that's why he let me go. And so the amazing thing about this story is she never brought it up to me ever until we met for lunch about 5 years ago and hugged and cried. And then we talked about it.
Wow.
So I always say Elvis had something to do with it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, yeah, because they probably both bonded over Elvis, especially, you know, when you were doing somebody's hair.
Okay?
Yeah.
But he recognized my license plates.
Oh, man.
That was cool,
That's
right?
crazy. Wow.
That's really awesome.
So, oh my God. So did you guys
Close call.
reconnect and you just started talking about it that day?
No. We were pretty much connected, for a very long time.
Okay.
And then we lost touch for a few years. Then we reconnected.
Yeah.
Then we met. and then we talked.
Okay.
Yeah.
awesome.
Got it. Wow. That's crazy.
Yep.
Especially that part. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So I have another question for you about the book. Did you ever think about it before God whispered in your ear that night and you were just like, okay, was it a thought before that?
All right, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think writing a book was a thought, but I did get poems published years ago.
Okay.
So I've written poems, and I love I'm an artist, So all that stuff I had gotten out there for years, and maybe somewhere in the back of my mind, I don't know, I was thinking, but I guess it was time. But I'm going to share with you why I know it was God, okay? So I just listened and said, okay, I'll write the book.
Right.
So I don't tell my family. I handwrite the book. It was done in 3 weeks. I couldn't have done that by myself, trust me.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how to get it on the computer. So I called a friend of mine whose uncle was a publisher back in the day, but he's gone. And I said, listen, I hand wrote a book. I need your help. So she came and spent the weekend and got it on the computer perfectly and said to me, all right, we're going to send this to like 20 publishers. It could take years. They might like it. They might not. I said, no. I heard Simon & Schuster. We got to just send it to one. It's got to be them. She laughed and said, okay. Sends it to Simon & Schuster. And because I'm not great at tech, I said, attach your name with me and your number so they'll talk to both of us. 5 days later, my phone rings. It's her and Simon & Schuster. And she goes, Geri, are you sitting down? I said, I don't need to be. It's Simon & Schuster, right? She goes, yep. We love your book and we're publishing it. True story.
Wow.
Now, I still didn't know why I was writing this book. Okay. Book is published. I'm waiting for my case of 100 books. All my cousins in New York already got their book and they're sending me pictures of them holding my book. I get a phone call from a family member. He's gay, and he now lives in Florida, and he owns my heart. You have no idea. Okay, I was there for him, and he says it was because of me he's still here. Okay?
Wow.
And he was there for me as a child when I was going through. Forget it. So anyway, he calls me, and he calls me John. And he's like, John, I'm on the beach. I'm taking the sun. Can you read some of your book to me? I'm like, yep.
Yeah.
So I start reading him some
I need a
things.
bedtime story so I can fall asleep on the beach.
So we're talking. He's, wow. I don't know it, but he's doing crystal meth. So I say to him, so listen, the books are coming. You're my first autographed book, and I'm sending it to you. He goes, okay, John, okay. 2 nights later, my books come, and I send him a message and say, I got the books. You're the first one I'm signing, as I'm signing it to him. And he's in my book. He's talked about in here. And his sister, who's younger than him, she's a lawyer now in Robbinsville, she picks up and she says, John, we need you tonight. I'm on the plane with him. We're on our way home. He lost his mind from the crystal meth. So he was doing crystal meth on the beach. Never let go of my book. I got him into a rehab. I never left his side. Never let go of my book. And he says to this day, my book helped save his life. That was why I had that so-called voice, dream, whatever it was, saying, write your book.
Okay.
Wow.
So, I mean, he was probably thinking about you when he was doing it. Probably,
Yes.
Probably thought about, all the things he was letting down, but how much he was, disappointing you, disappointing everybody. It was probably just a reminder for him.
Well, he called me,
That's probably
so
what
he
he
was
needed.
like needing help on the beach.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
You never think somebody would need help on the beach, though.
Okay?
Right?
No,
How about
that
that?
makes sense. You're sitting on the beach, you're thinking, you're
Yeah,
like,
you're
damn.
thinking and thinking and thinking
You're thinking, you're like,
as you're doing the drugs.
I don't want to do this. Not here on the rocks.
Okay?
I used to think that way about smoking, and that did happen to me on the beach one time.
Oh, wow.
Like cigarettes and vaping and whatnot.
That's funny, on the beach.
Obviously, that's not not comparable to the other.
Yeah, but
things.
wow.
But no, but I definitely had that time where I've been sitting on the beach. I love the beach. I'm the oldest of 4, Irish mother. Like, we're an Irish Italian tiny household, big family. Like when I grow up, I need a household with energy in it. Like I need kids and wife that are you know what I
Yep.
mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Let me,
But you get it, you're Italian. But so we're huge beachheads.
of course she fucking gets it. What are you talking about?
Hey, listen,
Hey.
don't let it slip.
Don't let it slip.
Don't let it.
I can't say that.
We both had
You've
to
been
catch
good. You've been good. All right.
Listen, you got to curse as Tony Soprano.
But no, we're huge beach heads, and so one time I was sitting on the beach with my family, and they didn't know at the time that I was doing anything. And I was sitting there, the waves were hitting, and my little brother came up and he said, he has Down syndrome. He's the cutest little thing. He's little, and he's like, PJ, I love you. I want to stay with my brother. And I was like, you know what? My grandpa died super early. Got to know me for maybe a year, 2 years of my life when I was super little, or no, maybe like 3 or 4.
Sounds like my grandparents.
All right. I know he died either when I was 5 or younger. Either way. I was thinking, I was like, yeah, he has Down syndrome. My mom's not going to be around forever, so I need to stop.
Okay. So
So I can just say beach, having deep, life-changing thoughts on the beach. I've been there.
amazing.
Son of a flopping beach.
Son of a
No, that's
flopping
amazing. Thank
Yeah,
you for
man.
sharing that.
beach. Yeah, I mean, it's
So,
the beach is powerful
I mean,
because you sit there and just
you do think about a lot.
it just makes you makes you think.
I probably should have been thinking about this because I have my own beach story. Did I ever tell you when I fell asleep on a bale of hay and I got woken up by a cop at like 2 o'clock in the morning?
No, but I'd like to hear that one.
It was on the beach.
Okay.
It was in Point Pleasant. I don't know how in the flopping fish I found a bale of hay. That deserves an effort. A bale of hay on a beach.
Flopping fish.
And, oh my God. But yeah, a cop woke me up at around 2 o'clock in the morning. I was coming back from country night. They do country night every Wednesday at Point Pleasant. And luckily I didn't find my car. This is back in 2018. You know a lot of what I was going
Okay.
through then.
Yep.
I don't need to get into that.
Yep.
So, but yeah, cop finds me. You know, I'm on this bale of hay at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm just kind of fucking annoyed I'm being woken up in the first place.
He can't
And
help
I'm not thinking
himself.
straight that there's this was a cop.
He can't help himself with the F word. Stop it.
Yeah. All right, I tried. But so, you know, cop ends up taking me to a hotel. You know, I end up getting checked in. I fall asleep. You know, and I leave the next day. I mean, my dad had to come get me because I lost my keys, but which that was not fun.
Oh, did you
But-
find them?
No. Nah, dude, I lost them at the shore. They're
But
gone.
wait, I have a question for you. So wait, the cop brought you to a hotel?
Yeah, because I didn't have my car.
But that was good. They don't.
No, it was a good thing.
Yeah, a lot of them. Yeah, might not do that. Right.
I was just saying. I felt.
They bring you to the.
Don't take it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just drunk. I fell asleep.
No, all right. That was a good story.
No, that
good
was it.
cop. Good cop, bad cop. You
One-
got a good one.
I mean,
Well-
listen, that makes sense. Like, if I was a cop and I saw a dude sleeping on a bale of hay, I'd be like, yo, you know what? You're, like, loitering, but, like, you could have driven home and you didn't. So
Right.
this is the better option.
No,
so
good.
Thanks. I'll help you get a hotel.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
All right, good.
I
ended up being a
actually
good
have a
thing.
friend who just recently became a cop. I'm not going to name his name, but he recently became a cop, and he's one of those cops where it's like a lot of his views are very like good copy, like good for the change. I hate the name that
I get
some
it.
people have gotten us.
I get it.
Pro Black Lives Matter type of fella. You know what I'm saying? And it's like seeing some of his cop friends that he has talked about. It gives hope for good cops.
I have cops
Yeah.
in my family. I have a gold card from the retired chief of police in Robbinsville. I love cops.
Lot of good ones that don't get the credit they deserve.
I fully agree.
Wait, can we mention Anthony Hudson real quick?
Sure.
Absolutely.
So, because local people, Mercer County, if you're listening, okay? Anthony Hudson, he's running for president 2024, okay? People before politics is his slogan.
Yep.
So he's been here live in studio. I've been out to the borders with him and Ruben, the other owner here of Hamilton Radio.
He's coming back in a couple weeks, by the way.
Coming back. That's where we're going with this. This guy also interviewed him, and he's going to get to meet him.
He was
He's
a fun
coming
guy.
back here at the beginning of September. We're going to do a meet and greet at Friendly's in Robbinsville Wednesday. Do you know the date offhand?
September 6th, I believe.
Yeah, that Wednesday. At Friendly's in Robbinsville, 3 p.m., 3 to 5. Come on, get your butts out there and meet him, okay? And then a shout out to Bucky for sheriff, Mercer County. He's running. He's a retired Robbinsville police officer. He's a personal friend of mine, like family. We've done commercials here for him, okay? You'll meet both of them. Come on out. And guess what? Free fribbles for everyone.
Now, I've met Anthony Hudson. He is a really good guy. I don't know Bucky yet.
Okay.
But Bucky might have to come on this show.
I have also not met Bucky, but I interviewed Hudson.
Because here's the thing. This is and I walked into this plan with 2023 wanting to do this, and I believe I still need to.
Okay.
I believe I haven't done enough locally, with this show. Jerry has a lot of local people on it. I've talked to Tracy Brannigan about this too. And I haven't had enough local guests on in general. So,
I love it.
And I think that should change.
Okay.
That's one thing about this show that should absolutely
We're gonna get
change.
you Bucky then.
And I'll bring more.
I don't know when I can do Bucky. I'd have to look in the schedule. I don't
that's
even
fine.
know if I have a free Tuesday
Okay.
until like 2024. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, so it would be a while. When is he running for sheriff?
I mean, November, I guess. We're gonna.
November?
Yeah.
Okay, so I got to work with Ruben, and we got to find a time outside
Alright.
of that where I can get him on.
Okay.
Thinking,
So very cool.
And I do know if everybody's interested, I do know the time we rescheduled when Tommy Chong is going to come back on. As long as Ruben can do it, we're planning on doing Wednesday, September 13th at 1 p.m. He wanted to do next week, but that's at 4 p.m. I go into work at 2. That would be very difficult for me. So his manager, John Paul, super nice guy, was nice enough to give us the September 13th slot. And we're going to do that Wednesday, 1 p.m. that day. So
Beautiful.
just so everybody knows in advance, while we're doing that. September 13th, when we're planning to have Tommy Chong on at 1 p.m. So
This
again,
worked out great for me because I haven't seen you in a while. I usually
I
don't
know.
even come in this early, and here this
I don't
happened.
either.
Yeah, and you had
Okay.
to come on the show, and it was lovely meeting you.
Oh, you too. You too, sweet pea.
I didn't know we were done yet.
We're not. We have
We're
5
not.
more minutes.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Can I be effing nice?
Yeah, right.
He is effing nice. Okay,
He's
watch
trying.
it.
Hey, listen,
You
this
better
eff-
watch your.
Listen, this effing guy.
We have about 7 more minutes.
Oh man, but
One,
So let me ask you this.
two.
What? Hold on.
3.
Shut up, PJ. So
6.
let me ask you this. When did you start writing poetry? Because you mentioned, all the poetry you were
Okay.
doing back and you got published before the book. When did you start
Gonna read my
writing?
very first poem to you then.
Okay.
All right, it's so cute. It's so tiny. I was a little kid. I was in 7th grade.
Was this like the first one you wrote?
Yes.
Okay.
I was in 7th grade, and our assignment in English class was we had to do something creative. We had to draw. We had to write. We had to do something. And I said, I want to write a poem. Well, I was up all night trying to write a poem, okay? I know it's in here. I know it is. I was up all night, and I had a garbage plastic bag on the floor, and I was throwing pieces of paper in it all night because I couldn't write a poem. All of a sudden, I wake up in the middle of the night, and I'm going to show you the photo, guys. Look. Don't say what it is yet, but there's the bag on the
Okay.
floor. Okay? So I wake up to, and I always had my camera with me, even as a kid. And I get out of bed, and I think there's like maybe a mouse in the bag, but I'm not afraid of them. I love all creatures.
Right.
So I was like, this is so cool. There's a mouse in the bag. And it wasn't. It was my cat. So here's my cat. You guys can't really see it, but he's sticking his head out of the bag, and there's papers on the floor. So here was the poem I wrote in less than 30 seconds based on that, and that's when it started. I saw a bag just lying there with papers all inside. I knew it'd be a real swell place for me to sit and hide. I heard some steps, I saw some feet, I froze and got all flustered. My heart stood still, my eyes rolled round, looked up and heard, you're busted. Okay?
I thought there was going to be more to that, but that is great.
Okay,
I love it.
and I got an A+ on it, and I cracked up, and then prior to that, I would draw a lot. I went to art school in '79, but I always wanted to write poetry, and that was the beginning, and then it never stopped.
Wow.
Okay, so after you wrote that, you kind of just experimented with
yes.
it from there?
Yes.
Oh, man. That means you've been writing poetry for a long time.
Shush.
No? I'm
Wow.
just saying, all the stuff,
Bro,
all the
emphasize
stuff
that
you have and how good
long.
you are at it. I'm just saying, like, that's why.
I'm 62. It's okay. He could call me old.
I didn't
Yeah, no,
say
my
that.
man said, "Yo,
And I didn't put adjectives on it either. Okay.
yeah, well, yeah, no, you didn't.
Let
You
me
didn't put
dust
adjectives
my
on
shoulders
it.
off real quick.
Listen, you didn't put adjectives on it, but
That starts with the F and ends with the ing.
fire trucking. Either way,
Exactly.
no,
fire
you put
trucking
emphasis
bullshit.
on that long. You said, "Yo, you've been writing poetry for a
Long time,
No.
baby.
long."
She's a big Elvis fan. I almost got my voice to even put some Johnny Cash in it.
I love Johnny Cash.
Love Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash is hot. Come
Johnny
on.
Cash is hot.
Eyes wide open all the time.
Oh, forget it.
Oh my God.
Let me be lock
Oh,
them doors
you ever
and
see-
turn
you
the
ever seen that
lights
movie with
down
Joaquin
low.
Phoenix?
Of course.
Because I became a Johnny Cash fan
Because
for
of
like
that
3 days
movie?
after.
Oh.
I was a fan for like 3 days after that, but still, I was a Johnny Cash fan.
Yeah.
after
I was a
that.
Johnny Cash fan when I was a kid. When I found a CD
was
player
so
at my
good.
house,
Forget it.
and my
That
dad
movie.
had this old it was like a really nice like Johnny Cash CD collection, and I would just listen to it. My mom was like, "Yo, you're like 6 and you're listening to Johnny Cash."
That was
Yeah,
so
right?
cool.
She was like, "Here's this Black Eyed Peas CD. Enjoy this one instead." And I was like, "But I like both."
That's
See,
so cool.
because here's the thing. Have you ever seen the movie Walk the Line?
No, I'm not.
Okay, Joaquin Phoenix is in that movie. The guy that played in the recent Joker movie. Why is that funny?
Wait, did you say Joaquin?
Isn't that his name?
It's
Jacquin? What is it? That's how I thought you pronounced it.
Joaquin.
Joaquin.
You said Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, sound like I'm throwing up, right? Joaquin.
What?
Hurry up, guys. We have 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Come on, baby.
Joaquin Phoenix, guys. Thank you, everybody. No, I'm
Nah.
kidding. Can finish.
My point is that was a really good movie, and we were talking about Elvis and Johnny Cash and
Yep.
poetry, and I started thinking about it.
That's
okay?
cool.
That's all,
Poetry's
But-
good.
dude. I love you.
I love you, too, and you know that.
I love talking to you. I love shooting the shit with you, and I miss doing it.
And I miss you, too, so let's do something,
All
brat.
Hopefully I can come to Broad Street on that Monday.
I hope so, too. You're welcome to as well.
For Hudson?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was planning on coming down. Oh, wait, Monday?
Well, that's
Well,
we're
that's
gonna be
different.
That's
That's-
different. We're going to be at the diner if you want to meet us there if we're there. But the meet and greet is definitely planned and the time and everything that Wednesday.
Can you text me all of that?
Yes.
I'll text you all of it. I'm not
Thank
expecting you to come down for all that.
Yeah, a lot
That's
of
a lot,
trains,
dude.
and I'm also a very broke college student.
Dude,
Train-
you should hear about how he's
Shit, my
have
God,
to-
blah, 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 blah,
Come
blah,
on,
blah.
do
We're
your
live.
beautiful thing.
I'll save that for off the air.
Yeah,
that
let's
has
save that
been
for
it
off
for
the
this
air.
episode of Hot Tag Takes.
Hot Tag
I am your host,
Takes.
John Brecko.
It was lovely
PJ
meeting you.
Morin, Geri Petito.
Give me a hug. Come on, man.
Lovely meeting you.
I ain't shit.
Give me a hug, baby.
I miss
I love you.
I love you too.
This was so cool.
This was fun.
Tommy Chong on September 13th after My Big Fat Podcast.
My
We'll see you there.
Big Fat Podcast.
Take us out, Ruben. Ah, good stuff.
I love John Michael. I don't really know.